I decided to shut the door. It was trying to pull itself out of my hands. It is about 3:15, 3:16 a.m. I guess my window here is blown open. The hurricane is outside. It's been outside for a couple hours now. I woke up on and off, hearing the heavy wind sounds. You see here the window is dripping because these windows aren't totally shutting, and it's sucking the window shade. It sounds like almost like a train outside, continuous. You know, these windows are blown open. So I've tried to shut everything, but this house doesn't seal very well. Old windows, but at least it doesn't seem to be leaking. The roof is not leaking right now. My roof leak from the last time that I still haven't repaired because I was waiting to see if it would leak. And I don't really see too much water coming in. I don't know how much damage is going outside. I can hear stuff flying around. But I'm going to try to take a real quick, maybe I'll go in the front. It seems to be less powerful. The back, when I open the door, it wants to yank it out of my hand. Kira. It's actually going over Palm Bay. I looked at the track, and it is just slightly south of Palm Bay. So the eye went near Port St. Lucie, but north of Port St. Lucie, between Port St. Lucie and Palm Bay, probably around Vero. Not Vero, yeah, Vero Beach is probably what's getting the eye. But the eye isn't necessarily the most powerful. The eye is actually where it's calm. We're on that northeast quadrant now. So we're actually getting, I was looking at the weather radar, and it's like mostly orange and red outside right now. So the worst of it. I'm going to try to look here. It's not as bad because the building is blocking the wind on this side. But just mostly rain, a lot of rain, but unlike regular rain, you can hear the wind going woo, 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 as it does its little swirl. So, as of 3:15 a.m. right now, the front doesn't look too bad. You guys can hear this. I might try to step back here, and hopefully nothing's flying. I don't really see too much stuff flying around here, but the wind was strong enough to wake me up, and I heard some stuff hitting the building. I think probably mostly tree branches, nothing huge. I don't see stuff, I don't see stuff flying around everywhere. My wife's poor plants, they had to endure this the wind, but it's not too bad, at least not as of right now. You can see some of the panels here from the house have blown down. The skirting is blown down. We're in the back now, but when I go around the corner, it'll probably get really bad. When I had opened the door, it tried to swing open. Now that I'm stepping out here, it's mostly like a rain. I don't really see much going on back here. Just rain. It's sprinkling rain. And other than that, yeah, just cover for the barbecue. You can see electricity is still on. I'm running on gridded power right now because I was conserving my battery power from the solar. So on the weather radar, I'm getting in. This is like it's wet and loud, but not super bad. Feels a lot like just a bad rainstorm, except for the noise. It's like I don't know if the video is picking it up, but it's hear that? It's like a rushing train, continuous. Now, if I heard it really loud, it's rushing. That may be a tornado. But it's like whoosh, 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 whoosh. So you can hear it on this side. it's coming in from the ocean side, which is that way, the other way of the building. So where we are right now, it's protected by the building. But it looks like everything's good so far. I don't feel the mobile home shaking. And like I said, I heard some noises, but nothing too bad on this end. I pray the people are all okay. Palm Bay looked like it, the corner, the outer edge of the eye was hitting it, and that I think is really the danger spot. So I think there may be mobile home parks in Barefoot Bay, which is like south of Palm Bay. You're probably going to get some damage from there on the news tomorrow. Well, hurricanes, you can't really tell how it's going until like the next morning when the sun comes out and people assess the damage. But you know what? I should try to go push that thing back in the window. It blew open, and that's how my wall got ruined last time. See how it's open here? This stuff won't shut properly because and water is just running down the side of the building. So this stuff won't shut anymore, and that it kind of gets pulled open by the wind. The water is like running completely down the side, and I am soaking wet. The water runs completely down the side of the building, and that's how my walls were getting wet. Probably are wet again. That's going to be an ongoing issue. I'm going to have to put something over the window to block that rain from doing that. So, just wanted to update you guys on what is going on. I'm reading some of your comments here. Are you going to stay there, or are you going to try to get away from the storm? I'm staying here. I think it'd be more dangerous on the road than staying here. We didn't really, as far as I know, get an evacuation order in this area. I don't think Brevard County got it at all. Not to make it a big thing, but it's like a Category 1, which this area is used to. Like we haven't had any major damages and stuff in Brevard County, especially with Category 1. It's when it gets to like Category 3, 4, that's when people kind of, freak out because it can do a lot of damage. Category 1 is almost typical. Now, this is the first time, in a long time, it's actually hitting our coast. So the eye came in, it looks like from the radar that I was looking at, came in north of Port St. Lucie, and which would put it around Vero Beach. So that is where the eye is, but the eye, like I said, is not necessarily the strongest part, because that's the calm part. That's the center where it'll look nice. If you're outside during the daytime, that's where the sun shines and there's no wind. But right along the edges of that eye, wherever that's hitting, that's where damage is occurring. That's where all the red is. So, I'm looking at the pictures that I saw on the radar screen. It's like, Barefoot Bay, which is north of Vero Beach. Barefoot Bay is north of Vero Beach. Might have taken some huge damage. So if they show damages tomorrow, it may be that mobile home park down there in Barefoot Bay. Palm Bay right now is getting plummeted with the outer edge band. Over here where we are at the Space Coast, up along Merritt Island, by the Kennedy Space Center and stuff, we're getting some of that red and orange, but it's on the upper right quadrant, which is, I think, maybe the most powerful. I don't know if you can hear that rain whipping this house, but I feel pretty safe in it. It's not like shaking or anything. If the house started lifting, I think I would get out. I don't know. Even if it was lifting, going out right now, this is like, I think the worst of the winds. You can hear that rain just whipping the building. So I started waking up approximately around like 10:30, 11. But it was like coming and then going, coming and going. But since waking up at about 3:15, I just woke up a few minutes ago before filming. Since waking up around this time, it's been this constant whipping. It sounds almost like a freight train outside with a whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And occasionally I could hear stuff hitting the building. Wow, Kira says they're having a storm there too. Surprisingly, the power's staying on. It's not even flickering. And this is FPL, Florida Flicker Power and Light. It's still on. I haven't checked to see if the internet is still up, but power's still on. My roof leak, that's a big thing, apparently worked. My fix of the roof leak, because it's not wet, it's not dripping, no wet spot. But the windows are going to be wet again. I'm gonna have to figure out how to keep that rain from blowing in. It's just a bad seal on these windows, and that's gonna suck until I can figure out what I can do to fix that. Maybe to put another awning or whatever on this side, or not awning, but like a secondary roofing porch thingy that comes out from the building to keep the rain from running down the side of the building and coming into the house. But let's see if the news is on. This would show the not so much the news. Let me try to get the TV on. If the TV comes on, it means internet is still working. So the TV comes on, internet is working. So the fact that it came on means we haven't lost internet. Kira likes the color scheme of the house. Me too. It's pretty calming in here. It's like crazy outside. It's nice inside. I'm gonna see what the latest is on hurricane tracking, and believe it or not, I use YouTube almost for everything. So let's see here. We're gonna find out what YouTube says. Wow, there's like quite a bit of glare on this. All right. Hey, there's a live report. There's a live report of a hurricane, Nicole. Let's watch that. Oh, I gotta mute this. Is it not muting? It doesn't want to mute. How do we skip this ad? It's not letting me. Okay. Couldn't understand what I said. Skip the ad. Alright. So this is a live report currently going on right now of what the hurricane is doing. Apparently, whoever is doing this report isn't showing the hurricane, but showing a TV and laughing. I don't know, some nut. So, yeah. Not much here to see. I am gonna go ahead and sign out here in a minute. Let me see if the news has something better. I think we were experiencing a little bit of inception there. It looked like the guy was doing what I'm doing. So, I don't know about that dude. Sorry about the focusing here. The camera's having a hard time focusing. I'm gonna look up the hurricane and see what we can find about it. Search hurricane HU. Hurricane, not Ian. QRR. I'm surprised it's not showing up. Hurricane. Looks like a lot of people were searching here. Hurricane Nicole. Live in Florida. Nicole batters Daytona Beach. Nicole tracker. This is how we can look at what is going on. And Nicole, first one to make U.S. landfall in a long time. It's actually coming on the land. A lot of them, they go off the coast. Let me try to find the Fox tropical weather forecast. in Tampa Bay. Okay, let's go to the live one. If I think this is the live image from the hurricane. So this is what it's projected at right now. So I think it hit Fort Pierce, is what they're saying. Is the eye is currently going over Fort Pierce. So the eye was actually pretty huge. It went up along. It headed just north of West Palm Beach. Let's see if we can see it here. So winds right now where I am probably between 65 and 45. So this is where we're at here. So West Palm Beach it went coast and it came in south of Melbourne right there. Port St. Lucie, which they didn't even show. I'm surprised. They didn't show Port St. Lucie. But you can see the eye is right here. That center area. If you've ever been in a hurricane and you know that center area is actually calm. That's the center. But where the red is on the outside is some of the most dangerous. That's where the winds are super, super strong. But they're saying 65 miles an hour. I don't even think that's like a hurricane. You know? Yeah, so it's weakening. As it's hit the land, it's been weakening. So outside we were probably getting 45, 50 miles an hour wind gusts. That's what we're hearing right now, battering the house. And you can see Melbourne right there. Melbourne, Florida is getting that edge. Let's see, show that graphic again. Right there you can see the red band, and it's coming up right along the whole Space Coast. So everybody along the Space Coast is getting really bad hit. So there might be some damages tomorrow, but with winds of 65, it was probably 75 or more when it hit earlier, tonight when it first made landfall. There may be some damage, significant damage, but it's not all red. We've seen storms where it was like pretty much all red, and that's pretty bad. But as it moves across the state, it'll become weaker and weaker. But Tampa, in this area that got hit before, is getting screwed. That's where Ian did all the damage. So those poor people on the west coast here, around Naples area on up, they're messed up. And this is the last thing they needed. So you can see all the orange and red that are hitting there, that red band. That is bad. So I'm sure tomorrow when we watch the reports, the news reports, it's gonna be bad for those people, especially because they haven't even recovered from Ian. They're trying to recover from Ian. So prayers, especially for those people that are between this area, between Tampa and Naples. They're taking quite a hit. And this area, I suspect Barefoot Bay, which is probably around here. Barefoot Bay is probably around here somewhere on the map. It's probably going to have a bunch of damage. The only thing I pray is that the storm quickly loses power, because once it goes on land, it doesn't have any more moisture to pull up, and it starts to get weak. Temperature-wise, it wasn't too freezing cold out there. It seemed like it was colder when I was over earlier out by the water, by the river. Wow, it's kind of spooky, the sound. It's like I can hear the wind in the range is whipping at the building, but not shaking it or anything. So I am going to go ahead and sign out. I hope that everybody is watching this. If you're watching it and you're within the path, I hope you guys are safe. I pray tomorrow when the sun comes out that it didn't do too much damage. Special prayers for the people on the west coast of Florida, especially those that look like they were getting some of the yellow bands around Naples and stuff, because they were the ones who got hit by Ian, and that whole area was underwater. So this is not something they needed right now. And Prayers for the people coming up here. It looks like they're projecting it to turn up towards Georgia. But by the time it hits Georgia, it's not going to be much more than a tropical storm. Wind speeds of 35 miles per hour. So hopefully not too bad. Stay safe, everybody. Thank you all for joining, and for all of you who are praying for us here in Florida. I don't think I'm going to lose power. You know, storm should hopefully pass within the next couple hours. I don't know if I'm going to be able to sleep. Not because of being scared from the storm, but because I'm soaking wet from going outside. You know, I just pray that all those people see, it's mostly yellow, which is good, that it's not all red. If it was like, I know you can't see the graphic from back far there, it kind of goes out, but if the graphic, when you see it, it's mostly yellow, which is bad, but see where it goes orange, that's worse. And then when it goes red, that's extremely bad. You know, most of it's yellow, which is bad, but not as bad as it could be, because it could be red and purple, you know, which is super, super bad. By the way, I want to talk a little bit about the cone that they show. That usually people misunderstand what that cone is. This is actual radar showing the water vapor, showing the damage that's occurring. But when you see the cone here, a lot of people assume that this cone is where the damage is. That's not where the damage is. This is where the damage is, all over the whole state. Because we're all getting that wind and rain and stuff. That's where the damage is occurring. The cone just shows where the eye might go at any given moment. So the eye can deviate and come up towards the edges. So it could even, like the eye could pass over Orlando still, depending on, you know, if there's an upward push of wind. Or you know, like where the wind, it starts shifting up north. So this cone here that they show, people mistake that as that's the danger area. No, that area is where the eye could possibly go. But you can see the damage isn't in the eye area; it's all the area surrounding it. And here you can see Melbourne right now is kind of taking a big hit. And you know, even where I am right here along the space side of it, you know, Kennedy Space Center and stuff, this area here, Merritt Island, all getting hit. I already heard that even parts of Daytona were having issues, you know, because of this. The orange band's coming in. It's whipping it. So, you know, if I get an opportunity tomorrow, if they don't shut everything down, you know, maybe we'll go out, because I'm off work tomorrow. Maybe if it's not too dangerous, we'll try to take that ride down the river, and if the winds have calmed down, which they should by tomorrow, maybe we'll go look at the beach side, you know, just to see what it looks like. But yeah, it's right now we're going through the worst of it. So I suspect that, you know, once I finish the broadcast here, it should start to calm down. You know, I think what I'm going to end up doing is playing World of Warcraft. Because I went to bed I think by 10 p.m., you know, and it's now about 3:15, 3:30 almost in the morning, a.m. So I've been asleep for about 5 hours or so. And what woke me up was the train rushing through. You know, I kept hearing stuff hitting the house. I was like, maybe I should take out my camera and go show what it looks like and find out if any major damage has occurred. So far, though, I'm pretty lucky, you know, and grateful that it looks like not too much on this end. Ian was about the same, you know, except the wind here has a lot more consistent than with Ian. Like I said, it's just a non-stop wind sound and like a train rumbling. All right. Stay safe, everybody. God bless you all. Thank you all for your kind thoughts and prayers. Have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye now.